it's Danielle and I am back with another layout. So this week I'm going to be participating in the Victoria Marie's Facebook group Wednesday Hump Day Challenge. Basically what that is, for those of you who don't know, Victoria will present a challenge to you, so to speak, and then you have to try to complete that within 30 minutes. So the challenge she presented this week was to use grids on your layout. I feel like I kind of cheated the whole 30-minute things just a little bit because these photos were already printed and cut like this before I even decided I was going to do this challenge. I knew that I wanted to scrapbook these photos together. I didn't know how I was going to do it, and when I saw the challenge come up and that it was grids, I thought that that would be the perfect approach for this layout and these photos. Now I'm going to be using the Felicity Jane You and Me scrapbook kit, and a lot of the work for this layout has kind of been done for me. Whenever I get a scrapbook kit in the mail, if there's any printables or cuttables or anything like that, I will get them printed and cut and ready to go so that they're just kind of waiting for me. So all of the little bits and pieces and things like that were mostly cut before I even started this layout. So I definitely completed it within the 30 minutes, but I think that I had a lot on my side of the time situation. So the only thing that I'm using that's not in the kit are these two white pieces of paper, and it came from this paper pack that I got at Michael's. I'm just trying to show you the texture of it. It's woven paper. It's really thick, and it has like string running through it. But I'm using it for the texture just to add some interest to this layout. So once I get my grid how I like it, I go off camera, I get it stuck down to my layout, and I take the whole thing over to my sewing machine and I stitch around the white pieces of paper. So now I'm taking all of those little bits and embellishments and I'm going to start playing with them on my layout. Now when I do a grid design, first of all, it's my favorite approach to a scrapbooking page. I love grid design in every way, shape, or form. I think it looks nice and pretty, and it's fun to play with. You know, you can do the same layout over and over again with different embellishments, and it's going to look different. One of the things that I really like to do when I do a grid layout is I like to have it not be a perfect square. So what I mean by that is all of my photos and my square pieces of paper are in this nice little grid, and then I take some of my embellishments and my little pieces and I kind of make them go off the grid a little bit. So on that top photo on the right hand side, that little green file folder is kind of sticking out, and again the little green word strip on the photo on the bottom row is sticking off of it a little bit. Now this is pretty mild. I mean, sometimes I will have things really sticking off the grid and different things like that, but it is one of my favorite things to do when I do a grid pattern, is just to have a little bit off. I think it kind of balances a little bit. So once I kind of get things situated and decide where I want them to go, I start just getting everything stuck down to the layout. Now these photos are of my daughter and my niece, and I don't know if you watched my Project Life video, I think it was a couple weeks back, where I did a collage photo of these two cute little girls and I talk about how I really like their relationship. And when I did that, I thought I should do a scrapbook page about that. So that was when I printed out these photos, and I was just kind of sitting on them, you know, trying to think of what I wanted to do. But I just took photos of my niece and my daughter from when she was a newborn till now, some of just my favorite ones. And I just gonna, I guess, reemphasize how much I love their relationship. My niece has just been the sweetest cousin to my daughter and loves her, and genuinely loves her, and is just dotes over her and makes, you know, London can do no wrong basically, and it's just the sweetest relationship. So it is definitely fun to see these two kind of grow up together on a scrapbook page. So what I'm doing here is when I put that paper clip on that photo, it was bulky back there. So I took some of these little foam pieces and I popped that photo up a little bit so that it would lay nice and clean. And because I popped that one up, I wanted to pop another one up so it would be balanced. So the obvious choice to me was to take the only other colored photo and pop that one up. So that's how I made that choice. Now I'm going to work on this last square that has this piece of flare on it, and I think it just looks way too plain. So I take just some scrap pieces of paper and I layer behind it, but I think there's already too much orange and pink on this layout. So the natural choice would be to use mint green. I already used it in 2 other spots on my layout, and so this will kind of even out that groups of 3 idea, and also get that visual triangle on the page. And so I just cut a little square off of that mint and white polka dot paper and I layer behind that, and I think that that looks cute and finished. So once I get everything where I want it, I just take it back over to my sewing machine and I stitch a couple things down. And then I'm considering putting some letter stickers on here. And I pull out these mint thickers with little white polka dots, super cute, and I think they would look great on this layout, but they were a little big. So then I pull out these white letter stickers. They're a Recollection brand from Michaels. And I consider putting these on and even start to do it, but they're not very sticky. They're not sticking at all. And I just kind of don't want to deal with it. So I decided to scrap that whole idea in general. Now I already have my journaling for this typed up on the computer and ready to print out. And I was thinking of a couple options with that. Either one, I was going to print it out and put it on a 6x12 sheet of paper and just put it next to this layout. But I ultimately decided to just print it up and put it in a little pocket behind my layout. And I'm going to use this bag that came in the kit as the pocket. I know you won't be able to see it, but it was just a really easy way to get a pocket on the back of my layout. I will probably just print up my journaling and then back it with some mint paper or some pink paper so that it looks cute when you pull it out, and then just slip it into that pocket. So after this, I am pretty much done, and I just want to thank you guys so much for watching, and hopefully we'll see you soon. All right, see you later, guys.